Christmases be white. You know, anyone who's been watching this channel long enough knows that your pal, Coach Vino, absolutely loves the Christmas season. I mean, it is my favorite time of year. And one of the things I love most about this time of year is Christmas music. But not just any Christmas music. I love the old school stuff. I'm talking about the crooners like Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Perry Como, Andy Williams, you name it. But my favorite Christmas album of all time, hands down, bar none, is the Dean Martin Christmas album. I mean, this thing is absolute perfection. And you know, for as long as I can remember, this was the soundtrack to my holiday season. I mean, I would listen to this thing every single day growing up into my adulthood, you know what I'm saying? And you know, as I've gotten older, I went from having the vinyl when I lived with my family to moving out and buying the CD and now having it on, you know, Apple Music and whatnot. And you know, I never stopped listening to it. But this past Thanksgiving weekend, I was out with my family in Mystic, Connecticut, and I stopped off at this record shop called Mystic Disc. And I'm looking through the records, and I find a copy, an original copy of Dean Martin's 1966 Christmas album. And I don't even have a record player, and I said to myself, I have got to buy this thing. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it was a piece of my childhood there. So I went, I picked it up, and then when I got to the hotel, I'm like, shit, I want to listen to this, you know? So I went on Amazon, I picked up one of the, you know, suitcase vinyl, record players, and as soon as it arrived and I got back home, I have been listening to this thing every single day since I returned. And I gotta tell you, it has been a absolute trip down memory lane. I mean, there's something about hearing kind of like crackly sound of the record that just really, you know, really takes me back. And so, you know, I said to myself, you know what? This album has been so important to me and during the holidays and stuff that I want to make a little tribute cocktail to this thing here. And so I came up with a little something called the Rusty Martini. And I'll tell you why I named it that. So Dean Martin's favorite cocktail was the Rusty Nail, which happens to be in my Mount Rushmore of whiskey cocktails. So total coincidence, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that was gonna already work for me. And you know, before he called himself Dean Martin, his stage name was Vino Martini. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the Rusty Nail and I'm gonna take the Martini. I'm gonna make a little hybrid here and make a delicious tribute cocktail to my man Dean Martin for the holidays. And I gotta tell you something, this thing came out absolutely fantastic, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I've been sipping on it for the last couple of days while listening to this album, and I am in full Christmas mode, old school crooner style, just like my man D Martin, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and make this absolutely delicious cocktail for you guys, but before I do, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm, and make sure you stick around, because we're about to boogie down. All right, guys, so before we get started, let us look at what is in the sauce. So like I told you guys, you know, this is a bit of a hybrid between the Rusty Nail and the Martini, okay? So we're gonna be using some Drambuie. Now, if you don't know what Drambuie is one of the main components in a Rusty Nail, and it's a liqueur that is made using Scotch, honey, and some spices. I gotta tell you something, this stuff is absolutely fantastic, and it's my favorite liqueur. I love this stuff. And then we're gonna be using some dry vermouth, okay? I'm gonna be using Noli Prat. I'm gonna be doing a little extra dry vermouth, only because I like my martinis drier, and since we're using a liqueur, this will help make it a little drier. But if you want to use regular old dry vermouth, that's gonna work just as well, okay? And then for my base spirit, okay, I'm gonna be using an aged gin, okay? I want to make sure that we keep the gin because gin is part of a martini, but the aging of it, an aged gin is going to give you a little more depth, a little more complexity. And what I really like about this particular gin, this is the Bar Hill Tomcat Reserve, is that this one is infused with a little bit of honey as well. So that'll really play well with the Drambuie, just adding a little more of those honey notes to the cocktail, okay? And then we're gonna finish this off with a couple of dashes of ginger bitters. Ginger works so well with honey, and it's also gonna add a little more of those kind of holiday notes to it, since this is a little bit of a holiday cocktail as well, okay folks? We're gonna stir that up, put it in a glass, garnish it with a rosemary, and we're gonna have ourselves a Rusty Martini, all right folks? So let's go ahead and make our cocktail. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and give my Dean Martin Christmas album tribute cocktail, the Rusty Martini A Sippy Sip. Cheers. So obviously right in the nose, you're getting the smell of the rosemary, which, just it adds some nice fresh kind of garden notes. Also some of those little bit of pine notes, what I'm saying? It's a little bit of Christmas kind of vibe to it, you know what I'm saying? Cheers. Yeah, I mean, that is so ridiculously delicious, guys. I mean, you get some amazing honey notes from the Drambuie with some little bit of spices, obviously, between the Drambuie and the ginger bitters, and then you get some vanilla notes coming in as well from the dry vermouth, and then the gin, of course. This particular gin is adding some honey notes as well, but it's also giving you some kind of woody, a little bit of smokiness. You're also getting from the gin, but this is from the Drambuie, but this is also an aged gin, so you're getting a lot of deep complexity with this one too, but it's not too, it's light but complex. It's just really delicious, guys. Really, really delicious. Yeah, Dean Martin would have absolutely loved this cocktail. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, look, if you don't have this particular gin, use any aged gin that you got. I have another one here that I tried it with, and I found that it was just as delicious. If you don't have any aged gin, then try it with a regular, dry gin. Vino doesn't hold too tight with his specs. I like people to go out there and just use what you got and have some fun with it, all right, guys? If you don't have ginger bitters, use some Ango bitters. Use whatever bitters you got. Just have fun with your cocktails. I mean, look, it is the holiday season, guys. It is time to just have as much fun with your family and friends as you can. Enjoy the season and just make the most of it, all right, guys? So I want to wish you guys a very happy holiday season as we get things rolling. I got some more fun cocktails coming up. I hope you get to spend it with time with family and friends. And if you're spending it by yourself, I hope you're keeping yourself some good company. All right, guys? Anyway, look, if you like this video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. Remember, sharing is caring. And when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.